Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Ori and the Blind Forest All Skills Tournament. And the last match of the day is going to be a good one. We got our top seeded racer, Hydra, versus ogNdrahciR, or Richard, who has really had a big turnaround from the last tournament. He has currently gone 3-0, and he's also beaten Monkley to get to where he is today. So this is going to be exciting. My name is Queen Phil, and I'm joined by Sigma. How you doing tonight?
Hey, I'm doing pretty good. I'm looking forward to this match. This one should be a pretty fun one for, well, one reason or another. And I'm looking forward to seeing how it pans out.
Yeah, definitely. Hydra, like he's a very skilled. I mean, over just the tournament, he actually was able to get that sub 29 in a group stage match, which is just, I mean, that's just incredible to be able to pull that off. But I mean, since his last all skills race, he actually hasn't been practicing as much. He's only done like one race between his last matches. So we'll see. He does say it's entirely possible that he could lose, but I mean, Hydra's definitely on that caliber of just, I mean, he can pull out 29s, 28s just like that whenever he wants. And ogNdrahciR, on the other hand, I mean, he's been consistent as well. I mean, despite being 3 minutes less consistent than Hydra, it still can be really interesting to see how this goes.
Yeah, Hydra is, as you said, definitely not the most consistent among the really high-seeded players in this tournament. But I think, for the most part, like his overall just average time being much better, that 32:57 doesn't really, I think, truly reflect how good Hydra is at this game. If he puts his mind to it, he'll pretty much sub 30 or at least sub 31 constantly, and Richard would be very hard pressed to keep up with that. But that said, maybe if you told me to pick between like Elo, Ronnie, Hydra, like who is the most likely person to be suffering an upset, I think Hydra is definitely the target. So Richard's chances, maybe not great, but anything could happen, and I'm going to be looking forward to how this one goes.
I think that 32 is because Hydra's last race didn't really matter at all because he was already captured the 1 seed spot. So that was kind of more of just a chill race for him. It was a pretty interesting one, and that's probably why his average race time is pretty. It's a 4-minute difference, and that's, yeah, you could tell. So you can see on the radar there, Hydra's not the most consistent because of that.
Yeah, of course he's going to be taking this race seriously because he does want to win in advance, and Richard will be doing his best to send Hydra into the lower bracket. Monkley is out for Richard's blood after Richard knocked him down there himself, and Richard just wants to sick a big scary Hydra on Monkley, that mythical multi-headed snake beast. That's what he wants Monkley to face staff to get to him again. So that's his goal here. Hydra wants to stay alive in the upper bracket so he can take it easy until his next match, and we are off. So let's see how it goes.
We've definitely seen a lot of improvement from Richard, and I'm just excited to see what he'll pull off and show us in this race. I think he's doing making a heart with his mouse, just showing his Ori love. It's perfectly fine.
Yeah, I think actually that was a sideways less than 3 symbol, which indicates to me that he's going to get less than a 30 this round. He's been practicing up. He's ready for the 29.
Right. Oh, I forgot. He does the secret codes. Guys, I'm secretly hacking to beat Hydra. Putting the cheat codes. And so far, doing well. Hopping around, not taking damage to the Rhino, and they both got the sign. Easy as pie.
Yeah, I mean, just look at it this way. Richard's tied with Hydra right now. Hydra's tied with his PB right now. Hydra's PB is a 28. Thus, Richard's on 28 pace. That's how it works.
Oh, so does that mean someone with a 50-minute PB is also on 28 pace at this part?
Well, as long as they don't mess up the movement to sign, yeah.
Okay, that makes you feel better about PBing. Well, there you go. And Richard is just still doing very well with these jumps, and I mean, I just got that. He got that micro jump there. It's allowed him to get a little bit of head, but actually took damage to the slime. Oh man.
Yeah, it looks like he was trying to delete it from existence before he got through it, but both runners progressing along. Oh, Hydra with a bit of an uncharacteristic flub there, missing the mushroom jump. It's going to put Richard momentarily in the lead. I would not be surprised to see Hydra take this one back. One of the kind of hallmarks of somebody who's really ground their time down in this game is just nice, impeccable movement and wall jump. And like, look at that, he was a little bit behind. Just in kind of the small things, like how fast he turned around, how far he pulled the rock out, managed to take the lead right back.
Oh, that was really spooky. Richard got sent back due to the slime damage not really working out, and actually took 2 damage there to try to damage through the slime. That was really, really spooky, but he was able to get through it. So they're both going to go ahead and get the 4th health cell. Richard has definitely an interesting strategy with health, as he informed us that depending on where Hydra is, he'll pick certain health cells to skip or not to skip. So it all depends on how Hydra and Richard are doing equally.
Yeah, in a sense, health doesn't matter so much for Richard in this race because he knows he has to play to the top of his game, basically, if he wants to win this. So taking safety strats and stuff like that, even if you're more likely to mess up and actually need that health, is just going to lose you the race anyways, potentially. So you have to play risky and just hope it all goes well, because if it doesn't go well, you might be doomed. Hydra with a nice flower skip there, manages to set his experience up a little bit better. It's a little bit faster moving going down, doing that, so he'll be grabbing wall jump first, but Richard keeping good pace, is only a couple seconds behind at this point, and with no deaths from either player, nothing major separating them at the moment.
Yeah, we've had our fair share of runs where we have a big death like right near the game. It just kind of sets you off the entire run because of the fact that we can't really move as fast. We cannot just make up that time just like that. It'll take a while over the course of the run to make up time from a big early death.
Yeah, and of course it's also not that it's easy to save yourself necessarily later in the game, but when you have double jump and you have bash and you have all this kind of movement abilities, when you make a mistake, often you can kind of salvage it to some extent. But when all you have is a wall jump and you jump in the wrong way, all you can do is just watch yourself fall into spikes sometimes.
Yeah, a bit sad, but Ori hopefully will not experience that today. We are not looking for death, we're looking for fun, intense action. And this jumping action, I mean, it's pretty intense to dodge all these slimes, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, it's, you know, you see Hydra, like, saving little bits of time here and there, like, just kills the slime where Richard's gonna have to just briefly turn back and actually gets hit by the shot from that last one as well. So, you know, it's just these tiny little things, not making much of a difference, but they do add up over the course of the run.
That's right. And both have made it now they're going to do the classic save anywhere and get into Black Group Burrows. And so far, so good. And it's not really until after that Block Burrows when they get Dash, where the top tier runners of Hydra really start to show the skills that they've acquired over the months and months of learning the route.
Yeah, I do want to point out that we're seeing a difference of approaches through Black Root. Richard is going to be going for the 100 experience orb, whereas Hydra is going for the slightly faster slime genocide strat. So he's killing every slime that he can. If he gets all of their experience, he'll manage to not have to do this jump that Richard's doing right now. Richard does a good job of it, but it does mean that Hydra will be one platform cycle faster than Richard here. He just has to slow it down a little bit to take an experience orb, which he already did, and then take an extra slime on the way out of Black Root, most likely.
Yeah, he does place a safety save after getting the orb initially, so again, yeah, I like that. He's going to just be the top of this game, and at some points that may even just require a bit of safety, depending on how Hydra is doing, and there goes the energy flying down. I don't know why that happened, but it does that. And Hydra, they're both doing really well. Again, another slime. That's kind of the one slime that's like in the corner, but you still have to kill it anyway. And looks like both platforms will be good.
Yeah, I gotta say, Richards has had some great movement through Blackroot so far. He didn't go for a reload cycle, I don't think he normally does. But he definitely could have with how good his movement was. He ended up catching the platform cycle in the main room kind of halfway down. So it's playing well for him so far. No mistakes really throughout the early game, but Hydra just, you know, being Hydra, opening up a little bit of lead with tiny things here and there.
Yeah, that's definitely expected. With a perfect movement, no big mistakes. I mean, you'll definitely see these runners pulling out in the head, and then it's really kind of later where you'll see really small optimizations that don't seem to improve or lose any, like save any time, but in reality, those small optimizations will add up. Definitely will.
Yep, so Hydra's grabbed dash. Note that he opted out of the cutscene stack skip, which we've seen a couple of runners go for, but Hydra won't, Richard won't. It only saves a second, so it's just kind of a choice whether you want to risk it or not. Hydra, he takes a hit there. He'll be down to 2 health now, I believe. I don't think he got a health drop, but this is okay. He knows how to take only 1 damage from the spike set coming up. Just has to be a tad bit more careful than normal. Richard coming into the same trick as well, so they are kind of synced to this trick, synced to their last save point. If either of them takes a death, it's going to be very costly at this point in the game.
Oh yeah, you basically, I say a good run is if you can get past this death gauntlet, which both Hydra and Richard are about to approach, and actually, again, Hydra actually gets the nice extra energy to be able to save here.
Yeah, that's pretty ridiculous how often we've seen that energy drop. It feels like a lot more than the 10% that we know it is. So he's getting through his death gauntlet nice and safe. Richard will be approaching this now, does not get an energy drop. I don't think that's going to really concern him too much, but we'll see how this goes for him. It is a little bit spooky. Oh, and Sign missed 1 shot for Richard, but he manages to take care of business anyway, so he's through that part for now. Hydra is going for the grotto cycle over on the left side. Let's see how it goes. Movement looks good, and he's in there.
Very nicely done. And Richard did say that if he was on 1 health, he wouldn't do the death glide, and like, there you go, he was on 1 health, so he did not do it. And just that safety will it'll keep him safe and not really risk any big deaths. And again, it's all about the trade-off of being more safe versus doing risky stuff and possibly dying there.
Richard just barely missed his grotto cycle, so that's 8 seconds he's gonna miss out on Hydra there. He was very close, but the trick is quite difficult, so he's not able to pull it off this time. Hydra, whoa man, he was all the way over to the right wall, but didn't quite manage to get the wall jump. So he took some damage on the spikes, but that's not gonna stick very long, so he'll be okay. Bit of a high five from the runners coming into double jump. Hydra, big advantage, you know, opened up already, but things can still turn around. There's still opportunities for some deaths, but Richard was not the one that I was hoping would have a death. Gets hit by that Frankie. Fortunately, doesn't go super far back, but he needs every little bit of time to get right now.
Yeah, that was just kind of a mishap. The dash glide over the Froggy the dashes just did not go as synced up as he wanted. So yeah, that won't lose too much time, but versing someone like Hydra, you want to lose no time at all, and you actually want Hydra to be the one to lose time.
Yep, so Hydra's progressing up through Grotto here. It's always fun to watch, you know, people who do these ninja jumps jump up the walls. You see Ori do all these crazy flip animations and stuff, which is why they're named that way. Wow. That was a really nice movement under that dropping slime from Hydra. I thought for sure he was going to get hit there, but he managed to get through and just be grabbing this Grotto teleporter, heading on up to Ginso. Richard going for his Grotto skip actually misses it and falls to the spikes, so he's taking some damage. Hasn't saved for a little while. If he falls to those again, it'll hurt, but he says, nah, no problem. I'm up there. Second try. Everything is all good, and he'll be making his way up through Grotto, through the parts that Hydra's just done now. And okay, we do see from Hydra, he's skipping the ability cell on the tree before Ginso, which basically means he's treating this as a PB attempt. He's going to be going for Crazy Juggle later on. He's been doing this in his last couple of races. Just trying to get absolutely the best time he can, even if there's a little bit of risk associated with it.
Yeah, Hydra's definitely the more risky of the two runners here, and he will be going for anything he can in a PB run. He did say this was what he was going to treat it, and I mean, wow, I mean this Ginzo entry split has just been pretty flawless. I mean, that was just an excellent movement up those walls. Those walls are one of the most prime examples of what separates runners of a normal kind of 32-ish caliber to someone with a 28 caliber, really.
Yeah, so nice pace from Hydra here so far. You know, Richard, of course, not doing bad for himself either, but this is just the kind of insane early game that you need. Oh, Hydra! Oh god, he tried to go for an early cycle there, but didn't quite beat that top right gamer. Takes a little bit of damage, manages to get a safety save off, so he can still go for this damage boost. But that was just a little bit scary, just a little scary.
Spooky. That's what the restream says. So that's what we'll call it. It was pretty spooky, but so far we're good. Hydra's making his way up the vertical dungeon of Ginzo, and he's almost at the mini boss. I do believe he was able to pull off a 4-cycle in one of the group stage matches, so maybe that will continue here. We can have those supreme 10-shot cycles.
Yeah, let's keep our eyes on Hydra, see if he can do it. So let's count. 8. That was either 9 or 10 on the first one, so it might already be doomed, but 10 on the second one. It's over. He missed the volley. Okay. So it's going to be an early 5-cycle for Hydra.
I mean, just having to try to time those shots, it's just crazy. I mean, you could see there, even with missing a volley or two, he was really close, only about 3 shots away from killing it.
3 shots off. As it turns out, that the first cycle he did only get 9 shots off on it, so it was the 4-cycle dream was dead immediately. But that's kind of just how it goes. That's why only he has gotten a 4-cycle in the tournament so far. Although we've had I think 2 or 3 other people who were, you know, within 1 or 2 shots of it. So it's just something that doesn't always happen, no matter how hard you try.
With a nice awareness there from Hydra. He didn't save initially before going for the ghost doors. He's like, oh, I gotta save, and luckily he did. We've seen a lot of people. You do sometimes Ori's not fully on the ground. It's something weird. But he was able to realize that and continue on. So now he's got bash, so we'll see some excellent double bashes from Hydra as he is almost done with Ginzo.
Yeah. He's not going to do a ton of double bashes here. He does do a cool strat with this flower dash here, though. This one is really fun. Just gotta hope that you don't get ramped, but it's safer than it looks, because even if you do get ramped into the spikes, you do have the health to survive. So let's watch him do it again. Very nice. Flower ramp dash, so cool. Richard's working on his mini boss now. I haven't kept track of his cycle count, but he could. Oh, that was definitely 5, so this is 6, so early 6th cycle. And that's not bad by any means, but nonetheless, a full cycle behind Hydra.
Yeah, it's not a question, man. How is he able to do that? It looked like Richard was doing really well in the boss, and that's just the power of Hydra and being able to time those cycles so cleanly. So now,
and of course, the scroll wheel, the Logitech 502 Proteus core.
This is not sponsored by Logitech, but maybe it should. so many runners use it, so who knows? So now Richard's got bash, so he will also be doing some nice bash strats. As Hydra's doing the fun sequence break of the swamp entry, because we did not clear that water and get there.
There's a cool strat Hydra does here on the swamp entry. Watch this dash live. Very nice, he nails it. So the frog is going to shoot to the right immediately, which saves like a good 1.5 seconds for it to shoot left and then turn around. So picture perfect swamp entry from Hydra here. Coming into stomp now on pretty blistering pace, I would have to say.
Yeah, this is just that swamp entry. I mean, you can't get anything better than that. That was beautiful what that was. And you did not want to see that from Richard. He sadly was too far to the left, and will have to try his key duke once more.
Hydra is ruining his beautiful pace by trying for this double bash strat, which saves half of a second. Failed it twice, and decides to say enough of that. So he'll be getting to stomp. Well, I said ruined his beautiful pace, but this is still a 16:33 stomp, which is pretty ridiculous. And yeah, that's all I have to say about that.
No, yeah, that you're right. That is just ridiculous. I mean, and with a PB of, I believe, about 2051, something like that. I mean, anything can really kill that pace, and couldn't even be something big. It could be just the small movements, and you'll just feel it. Like, yeah, I've killed this run, and that will definitely kill the run right there. Just a sucky death. Those spikes are just too high up, and that'll set him back to this tree.
Unfortunately for us, this is a tournament race, not chase for the record, so Hydra will not be resetting, and instead will be continuing with his run. Heading out of stop. And, oh my gosh, he ramped again in the same way, but he had a save a bit closer this time.
The dang plant, it's got a ramp to it, and he just keeps sending Hydra into the spike.
Well, he got it on the 4th try, so...
That's a pretty, I mean, 4th try is basically a 1st try, and that's a very nice job. Oh, and he almost, oh jeez, he almost stops some of those spikes. Okay, he's fine. And now he's heading to the Kuro cutscene as Richard goes to the Stomp entry. He also has a clean record, as well as Hydra. Very nice.
Yeah, the water may not be clean, but their records certainly are, and Hydra stays pretty clean on the Kuro cutscene skip as well there. I'm a little curious about what Hydra's health is like right now. Normally go for a damage boost, which only does do 1 on the way out of here. I'm sure he has at least 2 health, but yeah, he's fine. He'll be out of there, and he'll get a full restore soon.
That's a pretty spooky damage boost, I would say, as well, because it doesn't just send you up; it sends you up and back. So you have to get back that wall as quickly as you can before the damage starts rendering in again. So that was a nice job by Hydra, able to get through that. Now he's, despite the deaths, he's still on a fantastic sub-19 charge limit.
Yeah, definitely a nice pace. Definitely still possible to pull a 29 out of an early game like this. So he's got to be feeling pretty good about this run. We do know that he said, you know, he hadn't practiced too much. Oh, Richard dips into the spikes there briefly, leaving Stomp, but that's a-okay. He can just come back again from the tree. But yeah, as I was saying, Hydra hasn't been doing too many runs lately, so he's maybe a little bit worried about how things would go, but I think maybe the tournament nerves or adrenaline or what have you is helping him focus in, and he's really putting on a good show here.
He did say he was actually, despite not practicing too much, he didn't say he wasn't too stressed out about this. I mean, he's just going to treat this like a normal everyday run that he would, and I bet now that the pace is gone, I mean, he can't go that world record anymore, so he's really only got focused about winning at this point.
Yeah, and he knows that he's way ahead at the moment. I wouldn't be surprised to see him play a bit safer, particularly in Misty Woods, maybe with a couple extra safety saves, just to make sure he doesn't take any huge deaths. It's basically just don't do anything really awful, play safe, play a little bit slow to make some saves, and Hydra's got this race at this point. He's going for his fast Stompless now. He's not missed this in the tournament. I can't remember the last time we've seen him miss it in a run, so he gets it, unsurprisingly, and we'll be off to Feather. Richard, in the meantime, going for this 5th energy cell. This part is honestly a little spooky, moving out. As you can see, this stomp into double jump above those instant kill spikes, and the wall kind of betraying Richard there a little bit,
yeah.
But he's able to get up now.
Yeah, and the bash was really interesting. He didn't have to just go up, he had to go aim it right so he wouldn't hit the ceiling. Very nice awareness there, and you see the charge line as well. Still nice pace. I mean, Hydra's just blowing. He's killing this run so far despite these deaths, and he's 100% Star Bash as well. I mean, what tricks is he not 100% at, I guess?
Yeah, really, wow, he did the double charge dash Star Bash as well, which saves like less than a second over the double bash method, but you know, gotta save that less than a second here. Oh, here comes Crazy Juggle.
This is gonna be a fun one to watch. I mean,
wow, no mercy either. He's charge dashing over the platforms. That's like PBIL type strats. It's far riskier to do that like he did, but he didn't get any bad bashes on it, so he was able to go up and save a maximum amount of time pretty much on that crazy juggle.
Yeah, that was just awesome to watch.
Yeah, I think I only saw 1 or 2 of the inputs that were not the perfect duration. There were a couple that were short, but you know, that's just awesome. And he's got the Sunstone. We'll be heading down to charge jump now, as Richard will be moving into fast stomps himself. Really to keep himself in striking distance. Richard has got to nail all of these tricks, but man, Hydra, I don't know if it's going to matter too much how much like Richard plays well from here on out, because Hydra is just doing just too much, too fast.
I mean, yeah, you could have this similar to the Ronnie races we've had. I mean, even with someone like, I believe it was either Soli or Roos, I mean, pulling off some fantastic times. I mean, you just couldn't stop what Ronnie was doing, and this is kind of the same thing. I mean, Richard's having a fantastic run so far, but I mean, Hydra's he's already about to enter Misty. This is just incredible, really.
Yeah, Richard got a nice, it was second shot in his fast helmet, so he realized it right away. Hydra took a quick death leaving Spike Cave. He actually forgot that he didn't have the Cane of Burna. This is not linked to the past, it's Ori. So he walked into the spikes and they killed him. And he walked into those spikes and he killed them. He thought he had the magic cape that time, but didn't have it. In fact, you can still see Ori and the spikes can too.
Yeah. Spikes are spiky. He's already had a few deaths in the spikes, so I mean, just making sure that claim stays true, and having another high five here is Richard enters Sorrow and Hydra's leaving.
Yeah, so Hydra will make one concession to safety and place a save at the beginning of Misty Fields, just in case he hits spikes and then dashes again right away. He doesn't want to go back up to charge jump, so he did that. Richard in Sorrow Pass now. Nice job on Sorrow Bash. He'll be flying on up to charge jump quickly. See a bit of a different route from the runners. Richard will be going charge jump first, then Sunstone, whereas Hydra grabbed the Sunstone first, but doesn't make much of a difference. That's just a route change for Crazy Juggle versus Terrapig.
Hydra actually ran out of energy. He tried to do some stomp cancels there, but this did 2 charge dashes, so yeah, that was his stomp. He was trying to do stomp cancels way too fast there, and now he's got 1 energy, but that's enough to get through. Oh my gosh. Hydra, you okay? Alright, he's fine. He's at climb.
Oh, okay. Yeah, just to give some insight onto these stomp cancels, you have to stomp for at least 2 frames before you jump to get the refund, and Hydra is clearly trying to aim for that, you know, as fast as possible stomps, because it is faster. You just risk the, you know, losing the energy or kind of not getting your stomp off correctly, but it's working out pretty well.
So the mushroom, he had a missed jump and the mushroom closed up, but he actually had a very nice backup of being able to get charged out that Baneling. So that was awesome, being able to recognize that, oh, that's gonna fail, let's try this. That's great about Ori. You can just, I mean, if something doesn't work out, there is a lot of different ways to approach a certain area.
Oh man, that double stomp cancel leading down to the 4th Keystone is so terrifying, and Hydra goes for it. Stomped onto a micro ledge. Thanks a lot, Wall.
He stomped onto nothing there, very nice. And meatball strats, oh man, that was clean, and immediately going for the charge dash. I mean, we're already done through Misty. How long is this? How long has it been?
Not too long. Oh, that was the coolest thing I've ever seen. I'd never even thought about doing that. Hydra leveled up after the mini-boss, placed a save, and while he was waiting for the door to open anyways, went back and got the energy, refill it to full. Lost no time, but got a free save. I never thought about doing that. That's really cool. Not that you really need a save in that section, but like, there's no reason not to do it.
Right. I mean, unless you skip the save, you get the energy before going into the boss. Is Hydra having a menu bug here? Oh no, wait. Oh, he was allowed to save anywhere, wasn't he?
Yeah, he just... I can't remember why he does this with bringing the pause menu up first, but he does. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, we're fine. I mean, you just kind of really can't tell what's going on, but it'll be off in a little bit. We can just look as Richard gets down to climb soon.
Yeah, it was a little spooky on Richard's side there. He was down to 2 health, so the spikes would kill him, but opts, of course, not to save. He wants to keep charge dashing. He knows how far behind he is. He needs to just do everything he can to try to catch up, but the gap is just huge right now. Basically, almost 3 minutes apart, about 2.5 at least. And that's... it's going to be tough. Richard instantly takes damage as well in Misty, so that's not going to feel good, but man, he's trying his best. He's playing well, but this is just... the difference in PB is basically showing itself.
That's right. Hydra's just having the run of his life right now. Even with the death or two, you can just really see. I mean, what an all skills run is capable of pulling off here. He's not gonna PB, not gonna have that world record, but he's still heading, doing one last teleport to the swamp at sub 28, and he's doing really well.
Yeah, shucks, he's not gonna take the world record in a tournament race. Close though.
Maybe next time.
Yeah, he's going for some grenade jumps here. At this point, he's trying to just like show off. I don't think that one. I actually have no idea. Maybe Hydra does go for that in regular runs. It seems like the kind of thing he might do. We're gonna see some more here. Oh no, he didn't go for the risky one. Dang.
I mean, even if even with this Leo, he didn't. Oh, yeah, he's good. So yeah, he's just got 5 health, and I was wondering, yeah, he was gonna go for the safety, but still, he can, with Hydra's skill, he can pretty easily pull off that 4 HP swim, and now he's got to get through Ghost Door War, which may be the only trick he's not 100% in. We'll see. Oh no, he hasn't missed it either, and he's my goodness.
Yeah, this is a crazy run. I actually looked at his time as he was entering Horu, and I was a little confused myself as to why he was not on sub 30 pace, and then I remembered everything that happened in Zero Pass, but it is what it is. Richard will be teleporting towards Grenade now, so he's got to hurry and try to finish up. He can still come back if Hydra has some kind of like just catastrophic final escape, but I doubt that that's going to happen. He has a little bit of a scary stomp cancel almost with the lava there.
I've seen a pretty spooky run from Hydra. He's pulled off some really risky stuff. I mean, and it's probably going to still continue, even with these final areas he's got to go through. He's got to do the swim. See if the fish are aligned correctly. They are. And one last trick.
And he's going to skip the grenade jump. The smart play. He
That
doesn't have a
really
PB
smart.
waiting for him. He doesn't have any, he doesn't have anything to prove with this race time. And
Yeah.
the only way he could possibly lose is by repeatedly soft locking. So Hydra's going to play smart. He's just going to take the full ending cutscene because there's no way that Richard can catch up by the time that he manages to finish.
Yeah, and I mean, it definitely, you can't deny that Richard has had a fantastic run. I mean, it's again, from the beginning, it would have been tricky for Richard to pull off an upset here. And, I mean, just as you've seen, Hydra's had the run of his life. And sadly, it was just not what Richard wanted here today. But, I mean, still is pulling off a really nice time.
Yeah, Richard surviving that boulder there. Good job.
Actually, not going to go for the health cell. Interesting strat from him.
Yeah, he might get the one in Horu Fields, or he might just go at 5 health. Like, honestly, at some point he may have just turned off the stream, like seeing that Hydra was way ahead of him in Zero or something like that, and said, I'm going to play as fast as possible from here on out, because, like, there's nothing, else to know about it.
Yeah, he did have that. He told us that, remember, he had it up versus Steinman, and when he saw that Simon died, he was ahead. I mean, he really couldn't even breathe at that point. So I think it's kind of more of a let's not even look, let's not even see how Hydra's doing.
Yeah. So Richard coming into door here now. See if he can keep going with the tournament average. Beat it with a first try, and he does.
Is that what is the average? About
I actually
2?
have no idea, but it's worse than first try.
Definitely, we did see a lot of tries in the past, but that was the first try. So very nice job for Rich as he enters the final stage. This won't be a PB, but I mean, as I was saying, this has been a great run.
I do also want to point out that my thoughts about Richard maybe having taken his eyes off the screen was completely wrong, because he subbed to give Hydra a GG in SRL chat. I think probably while he was in a cutscene, but he does know that he's just going to the finish now himself, trying to go out strong. He's got the 5 health, he's got the controller swing, and he's out of there. And now just a grenade jump left for Richard.
Hopefully this will go well. I mean, and well, actually, yeah, he is gonna go for it, making sure not gonna get that soft block by not just straight mashing to the wall. Not gonna get it, but he still has some energy left.
Running low now. And there it is.
Third. Yeah.
First try.
Oh, really? Okay. Nice. I wasn't sure if,
Yeah, the first 2 were warm up. So,
yeah.
yeah.
The truck is telling me to shut, but really it was Sigma who said the joke that time. So, I mean, I'm not gonna say anything, but there you go.
We're the ones in control here. They can't quash our memes. They can't stop our dreams.
They can't stop. And now we got Naru finishing up some hops. Rich is gonna finish up here with a sub 34 time. Excellent run from Richard. And sadly, just Hydra had a more excellent run, which gave Hydra the victory here today.
Yeah, I don't think Richard will feel too bad about that one. When you lose, but your opponent beats your PB, it's like, well, okay then. Okay.
Yeah.
Then.
Definitely one that, from the beginning, Richard knew it would be a struggle. It would be an uphill battle to near the end of the run and still be like even close to Hydra. Sadly, it was not the case this time, but excellent race from both runners. I think we actually have both of them in here for an after-game interview.
Yeah, we are joined by Richard and Hydra now, so just want to say GG to both of you guys. I'll ask you first, Hydra. How were you feeling overall about that run? Like, you had really insane pace up until Stomp Tree, and then you started missing double bashes, and you had a close encounter with a dash ramp a couple times.
Man, I don't even know what happened with those double bashes. Like, they just did not want to go off. I gave up it after the, third attempt? I'm not too sure, but yeah.
And then the plant was just, nope, you're going to ramp down into these spikes.
Yeah, so about that plant,
the thing that you found that you're like, this is gonna be totally consistent.
Exactly. Yeah, I found that like 15 minutes before the race in practice. I did it a few times. It never ramped me down. I went for it in the race. It ramped me down multiple times.
Yeah,
pretty good.
I think I went through that process on that movement at one point too, until I decided to just, jump out of the dash so that you don't have that happen to you. Yeah. But I mean, it's faster if it works.
It is. It's so much faster.
You got it on the 4th try though, so that was pretty good.
No, it was worth it.
Okay, good.
I mean, 25% of the time, you get it 100% of the time. So
yeah.
Very nicely done.
Every try you attempt, you get first try. So there you go. And so in the end, Hydra, you're gonna pull up a very nice 31 time, cite those weird spaghetti movements. And how are you feeling overall about that race, despite not practicing too much for this race?
I wasn't too sure how I felt going into this one, honestly. I very much thought I would. I had a chance of losing, a very high chance of losing. But I don't know. Apparently, I don't rust that fast. I
Yeah,
don't know.
looks like it. And I guess on the same thing to you, Richard. I mean, you pulled off a very nice time, but I mean, sadly, Hydra just apparently had the game of his life and pulled off a 31. So, I mean, overall, despite losing, how are you feeling about this race?
Oh, I had actually already planned my race with Monkley to be on Saturday, so I didn't feel bad at all.
Nice.
Because I was like, well, I had a work trip a couple weeks ago, so I didn't play for like a whole week, and then the whole week after, I was like busy with some other stuff, so I didn't, expect to do so hot in this race. Regardless, I was really happy when I beat Monkley in the first round, in the round of 64, because then I knew that I would be able to meet Monkley again after I lost to Hydra in this match. So, everything worked out. It seemed like.
Nice.
All according to plan.
Yes, exactly. And so I'm going to beat Monkley in the lower bracket, and then I'll beat Hydra twice to move on.
Yeah, dude, I believe it.
I'm really excited for that. It's set.
Yo, Richard,
So,
I have you winning in my prediction bracket.
Oh my god.
Yeah. It's destined.
I didn't even have me winning. I lost points because I had Monkley beating me.
Oh.
Yeah. It was pretty unfortunate. Always bet on yourself.
Yeah.
All right, I'm getting the prediction brackets up right now. I need to know the most important one. What did the coin flips say about this match? Let's see.
I don't think I made it.
I have no idea.
All right. No, the coin flips did have this match happening, but Hydra still won. The coin flips were right.
Oh wow.
Even
And
though,
oh man, this is dangerous for you here, Richard. The coin flips say that Monkley does meet you in the lower finals, and he wins. So you gotta
Wow.
look out.
Oh yeah, I do.
even though
You need
the
to be
coin
careful.
flips, I think the coin flips bracket's like the lowest one in our predictions, but let's not worry about that.
I know some coin people. Maybe they can, flip the coin, so to speak,
Okay.
just for me.
I'm not sure what that means, but we'll go with it.
Right. So I lost my my train of thought. I ran out of questions to ask. So I'm just gonna say thanks for joining us, guys. Good
Yeah.
race. And I'm looking forward to the next one. The potential rematch. Or the potential Monkley Hydra match. Depending on how those lower finals go, because those are gonna be sick, so be ready for that on Sunday. Saturday? Saturday, you said?
Saturday, yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
But
That's the stuff.
yeah. But overall, this is a very nice race. Hydra's run was clean. Rich's run was clean. I'm clean.
you're
I
clean.
think Sigma's clean. I think Sigma's clean, and maybe he didn't shower or something.
No,
but-
I had a shower.
We're
good.
Okay, good.
The water's not clean though.
We skipped that. Oh, it's not. Sad. That's sad.
Yeah.
But anyways, this was I believe the last run of the day. I'm not sure what's coming up, but
The good news is I know what's coming up.
oh, good.
Yes. We've got Link to the Past. Not randomizer. The unrandomized version. No major glitches. Currently in progress, or perhaps just wrapping up on Speed Gaming 1, but there's another match starting up soon in about 15 minutes. And we have, what is this? The other SG channels 3 and 4 have Dark Souls and Metroid Fusion going on them, so that's pretty cool. And then we also have some races. I'm not sure if there's Ori races tomorrow, but I do know there are some on Wednesday, so keep your eyes peeled for those. Check out the schedule. We might even get some more scheduled before then, so keep a lookout for more Ori, because we're starting to run out of players. This double elimination bracket is eliminating people, strangely enough.
We've down to 31 racers.
Yeah. So
Get down to the wire.
yeah, so definitely check those out. Races are getting close. They're getting good. They were already good. They're getting better. seeing the ties on the final escape, the ties on grenade jumps. So come back to that stuff. I've been Sigma.
I've been Clean.
Talking with Clean.
And we'll see you guys later.
Peace.
Damage as they head through. So, ooh, nice job. And wow, Yoko. Oh,
No,
my
oh no,
goodness.
Yoko. Oh my goodness. Please be careful.
He hasn't taken any like really bad deaths as a result, but
Oh no.
no! Why did I say that? Why did I say that?
Yeah, true shade. So we're gonna see what Didu decides to do. Nice safety save there, and wow, the value from the safety save.
The trick itself requires precisely positioning a frog and managing your XP, but because that can happen, because that froggy has a chair and it can stomp it right on your tiny little head.
Oh God, Milton, get out of there!
Holy crap, the recovery from that.
It's deceptive. Ooh, deceptively difficult. Rufus.
Holy
so close.
crap,
Oh.
Rufus.
Oh.
Oh God.
Is it?
And what is happening now?
I don't know.
Oh, Monthly shot going through.
Oh, jeez, missed the double bash though. He's gotta go back up. Monthly's shots are phasing the floor. I hope he does not get that on the upper one. Jesus, broken his swamp.
Oh, Monthly getting hit by the shot.
Metal that Terra did. Oh, missing that, but he's got the backup. That's okay. Oh my gosh.
Oh, God.
Terra. Oh my gosh. Okay, try again. Just this time you can get to the platform.
What you've seen from runners like Lucidus, Uncle Ronnie, and Eviona so far in the tournament, and oh wow! I do not know how he survived.
Both runners getting that fifth.
Oh, Randomson had a really... Wow, what a nice backup, though. Randomson had trouble with the first spider shot, but now it's basically tied.
Go stomp the rocks. And oh,
Fluffy, what
I didn't know you could do that.
Oh,
You really just keep moving and skip that cutscene?
Oh God, Ori's in the air! Hello!
Oh no. Oh, Frankie. Frankie, please go away. Oh, that is so painful.
Oh, this is a party. Luckily, he does have a safety.
Yeah, mini boss not quite going according to plan. Melvin's gonna go with the stomp spam. Keep that frog away. Get out of here. Don't hit me with your chair. He says he gets through it okay, and we'll be just finishing up Misty.
The section is really difficult with the 5 health. Alright, he gets the bash off of the fish. So yeah, he gets through, but upcoming here is
He's spawned Crow!
Oh, he died! Dead! Richard is in the lead. No, they're tied. Richard just died as well.
What?
This is literally synced in the final escape, guys. Unbelievable.
They both stopped the thing together. Okay.
Each one of those grenades costs one. He's got one left. That's enough for 2 grenade jump attempts. If he keeps missing in that particular way, he's got one chance left.
One more.
And he gets it. The
First
clutch.
try, and well, not first try, but you know what? First try.
We'll call it first try.